or plant physiology. So we can say that crop physiology is the subdiscipline of agriculture, or it will be botany, which concerned with the functioning or process of the plant. So what we will it means this is the main question. Sometimes they will ask that what is the crop physiology and what is its role in agriculture. So first role is the study of fundamental processes. So what are the fundamental processes? First is the photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis, we will study about the chlorophyll synthesis, energy transfer, ATP production, Calvin cycles. And second fundamental process is the respiration, that in which we include the glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and phosphorylation. Then third is the mineral nutrition. So in the mineral nutrition, we will cover the what are the mineral nutrients there, like beneficial, macro, micro nutrients, and what are their steady effect, their different symptoms, their toxicity symptoms, and how they will transport in the plants. Then later on, we will discuss about the fundamental process of water relation. So what are the effect of water, how it's transport from root to shoot, and what is its means role in plant growth regulation. Then next is the transpiration process. In the transpiration process, we will study about the stomata closing, opening, and what are the anti-transferents. Then translocation of biomass. So these are the fundamental processes which we studied. Then in crop physiology, we study about the growth and development. So yesterday class, we discussed about what are the plant growth regulators, their biosynthesis, how they will transport, what are their signaling mechanisms. So in which we studied about auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, ethylene, salicylic acid, and jasmonic acid. Later on, we will in growth and development, we discuss about the growth measurements. There are a lot of types of growth measurements which are used in crop modeling, like crop growth rate, net assimilation ratio, leaf area index, leaf area duration, harvesting index, absolute growth rate, leaf area, and relative growth rates. Then we study about the tropism, like phototropism, photoperiodic movement, photomorphogenesis, and phototaxic movement. Then next portion we discuss about the what are the how flower the growth, how fruit growth, how organ development, like growth and development process. Next we studied about the environmental stresses. So in this portion we cover the drought, what are the droughts, salt, flood, chilling, high temperature, and heavy metal stress in plant, what are their effect, how can we make tolerance to this stress, developing abiotic stress tolerance mechanism, and developing stress tolerance crops. Then next portion cover in the crop physiology is the seed physiology. So in the seed physiology, we cover the study of germination, dormancy, and maturation process. Then was some seed priming process or hardening process. Then we study about the metabolites, enzymes, antioxidants, some photosynthetic metabolism or important enzymes. Then we study about the signaling pathway, like hormone signaling pathway, crosstalk of different compounds, then secondary messengers. And next we study about the whatever the advanced study, like molecular study, like developing C4 types of plant, identification of functional genes during the stress, and functionalization of different genes under plant process. So basically this is the plant physiology. In the plant physiology, we cover this portion, and we have to be knowledge about these themes. So next is the crop growth model. Actually, this is the new portion in basically in crop science, generally in agronomy and plant physiology, that there will be a one unit in ARS levels that covers the crop growth modeling. So what is the modeling? So modeling is nothing. It is the we compile all the disciplines like knowledge of physiology, agrometeorology, agronomy, and soil science, and we compile in some mathematical forms. Like you have some formula, like leaf area index is the leaf area upon land area. That is the one model for leaf area index. So there are certain types of models like empirical model, like for fertilizer application. Then some are mechanistic models in which we use that statics software. Some op state is there, R software is there, and static dynamics of it could be a static means there will be no time variation, or maybe dynamic. Then stochastic, then stimulation. Mainly in crop physiology or agronomy, we use this stimulation model when variability has short time, like weather data, because our crop is only one season crop, so it will be changes. Weather data will be changes, soil condition will be changes, and crop parameters will be changes. So majorly we use this stimulation models. Then optimization model. So what are the application of this? We can use for research understanding or integration of different disciplines of agriculture. Then improvement in experimental documentation, site specific experiment, and mainly the main focus on the yield analysis and climate change projection, means what happened today's time and what will be happen in future, and adopting best management practices, yield forecasting, and introduction of new crop variety at particular area. So these are the application of these crop models. So there are numerous crop models in agronomy and crop physiology, but in plant physiology, we use only some certain means model. So most famous model is Duncan model, that is useful for pulses, oilseed crops, and the formula is YR barabar CDP. So what is the meaning of that? So C is the crop growth rate, D is the duration, and P is the parsonage. Means these three component is important for the predicting yield. So crop growth rate and duration, how much is the reproductive growth, and how much assimilate parsoning toward the root portion, that is called yield. Then second model we use, that is a Monteith model, that is mainly for cereal crops. So formula is IEH. I is the what? Radiation interception. How much radiation is coming, and E is the mean rate of assimilation, means that radiation. You know that photosynthesis process, that is solely depend upon the light intensity or light quantity, and it photosynthesis is responsible for formation of assimilation, means biomass, then harvesting efficiency. So these three form the yield attributes. Then third is the Hayashi model. So this model is specific for rice crop. So in this, the formula is EC barabar EI into EUI. So what is EC? It is the conversion of solar energy to biomass, and this is the total. Then what are the their subcomponent? EI. EI is the how much is light is coming from solar energy, and how much is intercepted at the leaf surface, and how much light is utilized by the your photosynthetic process, that is called efficiency of conversion of solar energy. Then last one of the famous model, that is called Peschiora model. This is the grain yield barabar W into WE into HI. So W is the total water, how much water we applied through the irrigation or something, and water efficiency, how much water is used by the crop, and HI is the harvesting index, that form the grain yield. Then last is the classical yield model, that formed by spike per meter square, how much spike is there, how many grains are is there per spike, and what is the grain weight of this. So these are cumulated and form a grain yield. So these are the 5 model in crop physiology which describe the yield, and mainly these are the model. Actually now we are using several that these are the means formula based model, but nowadays we are using so many means computer model that sees we will discuss it later what are the models is there. So this is the means a projection of crop model, where what we will use, first we will use the historical climatic condition. Means we will collect the climatic data. Means how much is the temperature goes during a particular crop season. What are the means weather condition, means rainfall is there, humidity is there, wind velocity is there. So we will collect this data by meteorological section. Then what we will do, we will future climate scenario. Means now is the condition is there or previous, then what will be the possibilities that in future what will be the climate, how much will be the rainfall, it will be decrease or increase something. Then we will use this model calibration. According to situation we will calibrate, means it will be increase or decrease, there will be some error will be there. Then there will be agriculture economic models. Means benefit, we will calculate the benefit cost ratio. Means if we will use these sources like fertilizer, water, then what will be the product, what should be the production. And adaptation and mitigation, means what are the strategy, like crop strategy or what something, means we can use. Above this we will compile and we will develop future agriculture production economics and how much with the food security. So this is the common model. This is also like that. In this we will use the phenotypes is there, genotypes is there, we will characterize them and we will dissect them. Then breeding selection, we will develop some variety according to that. Or trait or genes, we will insert some gene, develop transgenic, like that. We will compile all the things and we will develop some crop model. So crop model is what is this? It is the compilation of knowledge from different subjects. It could be breeding, it could be soil science, it could be plant physiology, it could be agronomy, or it could be agrometeorology. So we will compile all the information regarding the particular season and particular crop, and we will be collect some historical data, and according to that we will develop some future model that how our production will go in 2050 or 2080, like that. So this is the, I think this picture is not clear, but just I have to describe that. This is also a planty model. Means they cover that leaf photosynthesis. So what are the component of leaf photosynthesis? Means how much CO2 is there in the atmosphere, how much CO2 is there at the leaf surface, how much CO2 in the inside the leaf, how much CO2 go for synthesis of photosynthetic product, how much CO2 goes for Kelvin cycle, everything they will calculated. Then second thing is canopy photosynthesis. Means how what is the shape of canopy, means leaf area, how much is leaf area, how much is leaf area duration, and what type of canopy, it is the erect type or horizontal type, like everything they will calculate. And crop growth and development and yield, so they will calculate so many parameters and then compile and they calculate that what will be the phenology, what will be the canopy development, what will be the nitrogen, everything. Like that we also can develop some models for a particular crop. Means if you have the rice crop, then you will calculate how many, means they have certain growth stages, like that. In next slide you can see this is the phenology of wheat crop. So you know that in starting this is the one shoot tillering started, tiller formed, then leaf seed. This is the JTAG model of, there will be a certain number of growth stages. So every stages have particular trait. Means in starting how starting the important trait is seed vigor, how much seed we put in the field and how much seed are germinated. Then how much, means how many days it takes to convert from one stage to second stage. Like that we collect the data and we will develop a model for particular crop. So these are the plant growth factors, and there will be a one question also is there, that what are the plant growth factors. So there are two types of plant growth factor. One is the biotic factor and second one is the abiotic factors. So what are the abiotic factors? It is the soil, maybe soil factors, soil chemical property, physical property, biological property. Climatic factor like temperature, humidity, rainfall, water availability, and exposure to toxic elements, means heavy metals, like that. These are all are the abiotic factors. And second, what is the biotic factors? Like first is the plant germ plan, their development stage, and some pathogen, insect, pest, all are coming the biotic factors. So what are the means they affect the plant growth at means this depend upon the intensity, plant growth stage, and according to germplasm means abiotic. It may be possible that effect of these stress may be less, may be high. It depend upon the interaction, particular season, and types of germplasm. So next we will go to canopy architecture. So as you know that for a plant growth, that important trait is the canopy architecture. So what factor determine a canopy architecture? So in a canopy, there will be a radiation environment. You know that leaf development solely depend upon the light signals. So what are the lights? Means what types of light mainly used by the plant? That is the photosynthetic active radiation. And in sunlight, there will be some excess UV light is also there. So they will all use for photosynthetic process, and some other lights during the night time like that, red and blue light, that is also used for photomorphogenesis, means development of plant. Then temperature, it is also responsible for transpiration, and it is also responsible for photosynthetic process, and wind also responsible for transpiration. So these four processes, that photomorphogenesis and different to different abiotic stresses and photosynthesis and transpiration, this will define your canopy architecture structure, means what will be the canopy architecture. And these are the environmental factor, radiation, temperature, and wind, which will determine your structure. Now you know that there will be also one question in mains exam, that what is the relation between a leaf and biomass. And you know that a leaf is the important source of the plant. There will be two things, one is the source and second is the sinks. What is the source? That photosynthetic active leaves called as a source. Other things, root, fruit, stem, all are defined as a sink. So how leaf and biomass, means what are the traits or important character of leaf which determine that biomass will be high or low. So you know that leaf, there will be a photosynthetic process, respiration process. So all these form the starch. And you know that what are the stored material in leaf? That is the starch, not glucose. Okay, so this is the gross photosynthesis. Then what are the available carbon during the daytime and what are the available carbon during night time? So night time, you know that mainly respiration processes are activated, and respiration process is activated both time, but photosynthesis only available during the daytime. So this will determine, you know, there will be two types of respiration. One is the growth respiration, second one is the maintenance respiration. So what is growth respiration? So whatever the metabolites like fructose, glucose, which are the formed during the metabolism process, are required for the growth of plant. That is called growth respiration. And what is the maintenance respiration? So as you know that in the field condition, plant faces number of stresses, and biotic stresses or abiotic stresses. So there will be a degradation or loss of so many things, means loss of leaf turgidity or so many things. So for this, plant required some metabolites to repair themselves, that is called maintenance respiration. Then also root respiration, root maintenance respiration is there. Then what are the inflorescence maintenance respiration is there. Then net assimilation ratio is there. So all these, and then also how much carbon goes for your leaf growth, how much carbon go for your root growth. So it will determine your root growth. If more carbon goes toward the root, then there will be an increase in root growth. If more carbon moves toward the leaf, then there will be a leaf growth. If more carbon moves toward the reproductive portion, then there will be a more reproductive growth. So this is the assimilate sparsing of the carbon, and where will be the carbon moves more, there will be a more growth. So this is the relationship between a leaf and biomass. And this is the one model for assimilate partitioning. As you know that atmospheric CO2 is there, then there will be a leaf or accumulatively photosynthesize, then there will be a growth respiration and maintenance respiration, and then this carbon move to root, flower, and this is the storage pool, and there will be attack of some pest and disease. So everything means determine your assimilate partitioning means where the if there will be one example. If there will be a drought stress, then what will happen? You know that in the drought stress, water will be below the soil layers. So what will happen? So there will be a requirement of more development of root. So more carbon moves toward the root. So there will be a higher root growth. Then there will be a lower your reproductive portion growth and your leaf growth. So how this they will decide the assimilate partitioning. So now we'll come to plant growth and development. So what is the difference between the plant growth and development? These are two different terms. So what is the growth? Growth is the just quantitative term, in which growth is the increase in the size, volume and mass of the plant, called as a plant growth. Means plant increase from small to large is called a growth. But what is the development? In the development phase, plant moves from simple to complex form. Means in initiating state, there will be a small organ and some small metabolites. But when plant increases number of respiration process, maintenance respiration process, repairing process, replication, transcription, translation, so protein translocation, there will be so many process. So this is called development. Means when plant increase from lower biomass to higher biomass, that is the growth. But plant move from simple to complex form, that is called development. Then you know the de-differentiation and differentiation, plasticity. So what is this? De-differentiation means cell means it is the important biological phenomena whereby cell regress from a specialized function to a simpler start. Means cell convert from other cell in a for a specific function, that is called differentiation. Means divisions. It could be a transverse or it could be a longitudinal divisions. Okay. Then plasticity. This is the ability of plant to follow different pathway and produce different structure in response to environment. Means if there will be a highlight, then maybe possible plant move like that. If there will be a drought, maybe plant move like that. So this is the plasticity of plant. Means plant can move according to the situation. That is also called as a plant movements. Okay. Hello, I am listening. I am audible, na?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, correct. So next is the growth curve. You know that in plant size, the most important growth curve of living cell is the sigmoid growth curve. And you know the what is the meaning of sigmoid? Means S shape is also called, and so many times it is also asked in exam that what is the growth curve of the cells, plant cell, that is the this. So there will be a first phase is the lag phase. Lag phase means in this phase just cell started to grow, so growth is very slow. And second one is the log phase. It is also called as a log exponential phase, means or grand phase, means it covered the 70-80% of the growth stages. So in this condition, plants grow very fast. And third one is the stationary. It's happened during the reproductive stage when cell degradation and cell development stage both are equal. Means there will be no growth. Growth will be there, but also degradation there. So there will be equilibrium in the cell growth. And fourth, last one is the decline phase. So when the plant starts senescence, then there will be no growth, only decline of the growth. So there will be a forgrowth in the plant stage. And also cell grow mainly in two types. Means what happen here? There are two, these two are parent cell. Then parent cell develop one cell to two cell to three to four. When the cell grow like that, this is called arithmetic growth. And what is the geometric? When these are the two parent cells, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. Means you can say in coronavirus, he is in this phase. Geometric means one, he infected 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, like that. Okay. So these are the growth curve of the plants. And next we will come to plant growth analysis. So already we discussed about that. Growth is defined as irreversible increase in size of plant or a plant part. Sometimes in pre-exam they ask that growth is irreversible nature. Means if plant move from juvenile to vegetative state, then it will never come to juvenile phase. That is called growth. And growth is the quantitative term. Why? Development is your qualitative term. That development of some leaves, roots, and complexity of pathways is the development. And what are the objective? Why we need to this growth analysis? So compare the growth of different species. Means which species is fast growing and which species is the slow growing. And to compare different varieties of the same species, means which variety performing well. To compare growth of different plant parts, means leaf growth, root growth. To effect of different environmental factors, means what effect of temperature. To build effect of different level of management practices, means if we are giving fertilizer or irrigation practices, then what are the effect on plant growth? To determine the net result of different processes, means in this plant photosynthesis is higher, respiration is higher, or translocation is higher. So these are the objective of some growth analysis. 1 minute, I will take break. Sorry. So there are some growth formulas. We have to remember this, and every exam they will ask about this, that what is the absolute growth rate. So increase in total dry weight per plant per unit time. So you need to three things we have to remember, that what are their definition, what is their formula, and who discovered. Actually I didn't cover about the scientific name, but I will, you can find in some TNU notes. So formula is, what is total dry weight per plant per unit times. So there will be two things, one is the dry weight, second is the time. So formula is W2 minus W1, T2 minus T1. So this is the absolute, means my growth rate. Relative, if I am comparison to someone, then what is the, this is the formula, W2 minus W1, T2 minus T2, T1 upon W or the W, the 1 upon W. And you also remember the unit of these. I will send you one file where everything is covered. So this is the increase in total dry weight per unit time per unit of existing total dry weight. Means what is there and how much now increase. Then leaf area duration. So its formula is leaf area upon land area. And this don't have this leaf area index, sorry. Leaf area index is the leaf area upon land area, and leaf area duration is the leaf area index with time, LAI upon T. So this is the leaf area duration. Then CGR is the what is increase in total dry weight per unit land area of crop, means W2 minus W1 upon T2 minus T1 into 1 upon A. A is the what is area. Then net assimilation ratio, it is increase in total dry weight per unit time per unit leaf area. So here is the leaf, so W2 minus W1 into upon 1 upon leaf area. So anyhow, you have to remember the formula, definition, unit, and the scientist. Every time 4 to 5 question in pre-exam and 1 question in mains exam, always asked from this growth analysis. Okay, now we move to abiotic stress. So what are the abiotic stress? Abiotic stress is defined as the drastic impact of non-living factor on living organism. Means what are the living non-living factors? It could be heat, means heat stress. It could be cold, means cold stress. It could be water, and water may be drought and flood, salinity, alkalinity. These are called as non-living. On living organism means on plant in a specific environment. The stresses include drought, flood, salinity, this. Abiotic stress are the primary cause of crop loss worldwide. Means 30 to 40% of crop loss is due to only abiotic stress, and that drought is the major stress worldwide. So what are the effect of abiotic stress on crop productivity? It reduces the seed germination, seedling establishment, plant bigger, and plant population. Reduce germinating enzymes. What are the germinating enzymes? Alpha amylase, beta amylase, protease, lipase. Hormone balance means like in germination, what are the hormones is there? Gibberellic acid or ABA ratio, and metabolic activity like proline activity or some osmoprotectant activity. Reduce the degradation of soluble sugars. Reduce the so what happen when the reduce the degradation of soluble sugar? You know the sugars is responsible for the embryo growth. So when then there will be a reduction in degradation of soluble sugar, then the plantlets or seedling growth will be reduced. Reduced plant growth traits such as plant height, leaf area, leaf number, leaf length, leaf width, stem width, or other vegetative growth attributes. Reduce photosynthetic rates, assimilate partitioning, growth respiration, other metabolic activity. Reduce water transport and mineral absorption. Induce pollen sterility, early and delay flowering, and less reproductive structure. Reduce grain number, grain weight, panicle length, pod number, panicle weight. Reduce harvesting index and economic yield. Okay. These are the common effect of abiotic stresses on crop productivity. If sometime means exam they will ask like what are the effect of heat stress, cold stress, or some salinity stress, then these points are common in the all the stresses, so you can use this point for means effect of these stress on this. So these are the common points. Okay, then crop improvement program under abiotic stress. So you know that what are the crop improvement program in India is going to manage this abiotic stress. So there will be a study of cytogenetics and genetics, you know, the development of your variety and gene transfer, selection, domestication, all are coming in the these. Then morphology and taxonomy, study of means we are transferring gene from wild relatives. So we also need to study about the wild relatives. Then plant pathology, so we need to study about disease resistant, developing disease resistant crop. Entomology, what are the role of entomology? Developing insect resistant crop. Agronomy, exploiting the fullest potential of new variety. Soil science, resistant to soil salinity and acidity. Biochemistry, cultivar with quality traits or low toxin content. Biotechnology, development of transgenic plant for biotic abiotic stress. And what is the role of plant physiology? So developing tolerance variety by improving physiological parameters such as photosynthesis, means we need to develop some higher photosynthetic variety, or improved assimilate partitioning variety, high nutrient absorption variety, reduce photorespiration, high harvesting index, high sink capacity, photoinsensitivity, so they can be grow. And this is the now means now mainly scientists working on photo and thermoinsensitivity. So what is the meaning? Means crop will be not affected by the duration of these two traits. So we can grow the crop in any season, any times. Like potato, tomato, we can grow in any season. New techniques. What are the new techniques we need to knowledge about? What are the QTL mapping? What are the tissue culture? what are the reverse genetic approaches, what are the genomics, omics approaches. So you have to read about what are the omics. What are the omics is there? Omics is the study of genes related to, means genomics means genes, protein means protein, metabolomics means metabolites related to one
Excuse me,
plant
sir.
or yes. बताइए.
Sir, can you share your screen, sir?
Already shared
Can
na.
you share your screen, sir?
1 minute, 1 minute, 1
No,
minute.
sir. From the beginning, you didn't share.
So why you not told me? Okay. I बीच में मैंने पूछा था, nobody tell me about that. Why you didn't tell me? 1 minute. Earlier I said. Even you didn't see any. अभी तक एक भी नहीं आई क्या?
No, sir.
Then why you didn't tell me? Just tell me. At least you should tell, na. Even in middle, I also push any problem. Then nobody ask anything. You can ask, na. I don't know what. Okay, no problem. कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Then how you will understand? I don't know. Where is the सर से बोलना थोड़ा वो पोस्ट बनाने के लिए दोबारा. सर. हेलो. Anybody?
Ha, sir. Maybe sir is busy in other work, sir. Maybe.
So please tell them that so I can share at least, because I am unable to share.
Huh. I thought that simply you are covering portions, sir. Like what is the topics to be covered in
No,
crop
no,
physiology.
no,
So I
no.
didn't disturb, sir, in the
That
middle.
every time I'm saying you can see in slide, you can see in slide. What is the meaning of that?
Ha, sorry, sir. This time I didn't had. Even I am having network issues, sir. Sorry
Okay,
for
okay,
that, sir.
okay. Okay, आप सर को एक बार थोड़ा communicate करना, so I can
Ha,
share.
okay, sir. Ha, okay, sir. Sir, I called Balarao, sir, but he's busy in some other meeting, sir.
Okay.
Ha, he didn't pick up my call, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. I will try something
Ha, okay, sir.
possible. क्या करते हो आप लोग ही पता नहीं. Okay, from starting I will show अगर वो possible I will show, no problem. Will take extra time. One minute, it is downloading in mobile and I will share with mobile, no problem, if possible.
Sure, sir.
So have you understand something whatever I taught?
Hi, sir. Everything is clear, sir. I thought that you are explaining SRF syllabus, sir. So that's why I didn't disturb in the middle, sir.
Okay, no problem. We will cover very fast because you,
Okay, sir.
from mobile it is not supporting actually. I don't know how to disable participant screen sharing like that, but I am the co-host, na? Why it's not coming? Hmm. Actually, I am unable to share these files. I don't know why. So what to do now?
Sir, I can say that you can continue, sir. Share your PPT with Balarao, sir. We will follow it, sir.
1 minute, I will try once also for
Okay, sir.
PDF.
If not, you explain orally, sir. No issue, sir.
Okay, I will share, no problem.
Okay, sir.
If you can give me some email ID, I will share to you. Okay, let's start. So till now, what we covered? Till now, what we covered? We covered about the definition of crop physiology, right?
Hi, sir. And major functions of physiology and the growth development.
So what are the means?
Phase,
We are studying
developmental
some
phase.
fundamental process, like
Yes, sir.
we are studying some fundamental processes,
Photosynthesis,
growth and
respiration.
development, environmental stresses.
Yes, sir.
Then we discuss about some models, means what are the crop modeling is there, right?
Yes, sir.
So we discuss about some means Duncan model is there, Pasiora model is there. What are the most important model?
For
Then we
pulses,
discuss
oils,
about
rice and
that how this model work. Right. Then we discuss about that how this model works. Okay, right. I think you send me that email ID, na? I will send you 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Your email ID is CHINTI SRABANI 679. Okay, I am sharing, you share with all. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I think it is you received. Okay. So we discuss about the model. Then what are the means canopy photosynthesis is there. What are the plant growth and development, and what is the difference between the growth and development, and what are the growth curve means sigmoid curve, and how. Then we discuss about some growth analysis like that CGR, AGR, NAR, LAR. Then we discuss about the. Now we are coming to abiotic stresses, right? Have you got my mail?
Sir, just now, sir. I will try
So
to share, sir.
Yeah, you try to share and please all open in your means whatever the desktop or mobile.
Okay, sir. I will try to share.
And come to 24 number slides.
Okay, sir. Okay.
26 like.
Okay, sir.
Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir. Continue, sir. It is downloading, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay.
there, what is the role of plant physiology in stress tolerance? So in the plant physiology, we are means study about the assimilate partitioning, photosynthesis, how can we enhance the photosynthesis, how can we enhance the assimilate partitioning, how can enhance the harvesting index, how can increase the sink or source capacity, and developing of some thermo and photo insensitive varieties. Then we are also studying about the new advanced techniques, which includes the QTL mapping, study of omics studies, synthetic seed, genomic sequence, marker development, or some allele mining, like that we are. And what are the achievement? Like we discover some hybrid variety, dwarfing genes, and some biotic stress resistant gene. So these are the achievement. Then next, as you know that in the field conditions, there will be two types of stress. First is the biotic stress and second one is the abiotic stress. So what are the abiotic stress? Drought, heat, salinity, cold and light, like that. What are the biotic stress? Pathogen, insect, herbivores. But in the field condition, they are comes together, and they could be sometimes synergistic. Means, what is the meaning of synergistic? Means when the two things come, then the what are the effect will be increased. Like if drought is coming and some pest attack is coming, then there will be effect will be more drastic. And in some cases it could be antagonistic. So what is the meaning antagonist? Means drought is there, so what will drought is doing? Drought is doing reducing the leaf area. So if leaf area is reduced, then may be possible that population of your leaf cutting pest is will be low, because leaf area is less than what pest will we do. So there will be an antagonistic effect. So what happen? In every stress, there will be a generation of reactive oxygen species. And what are the reactive oxygen species there? It will be hydrogen peroxide is there, superoxide is there, and hydroxyl radical is there. So they all are responsible for oxidative stress. And in the both abiotic and biotic stress, ROS species will be generated and cause for the oxidative stress. And what oxidative stress cause? Oxidative stress mainly cause the lipid peroxidation, means degradation of lipid structure. And what is the function of lipid? It is the membrane loss of membrane structure. And what will happen if membrane is lost? Means total organelle dysfunction. So it will affect the plant growth and development. And how we can provide tolerance? Means we need to, means there are some secondary messengers is there. Yesterday also we discussed about that. Kinase protein is there, calcium is there. So they will transfer the signal that there will be a stress condition occurs. So then what will happen? There will be expression of some genes, phytohormones, or like that, or activation of some transcription factors like maybe NEC domain. So they will activate the defense system and make plant to tolerate regarding these abatic and phytic stresses. And now the spec. So what is the spec? It is the relationship between the soil, SPAC. S का मतलब soil, P means plant, A means air. So it is the interlink between the soil, plant and air. So what you know that soil water potential, where the water potential is highest and where the water potential is lowest. So highest water potential is present in the soil. That's why water always moves from high water potential to low water potential. That's why water moves from soil to atmosphere. So atmosphere have lowest water potential. So and after soil, water moves to root cell, then root xylem, then leaf xylem, and finally reach to leaf cell. Then it will move through the atmosphere via transpiration process. So this is called soil plant air continuum. And next is the several indices proposed to describe the stress condition. And what are the indices? You know, in meteorology, several index like drought resistance index we are using to measure the stress condition. Also yield index is there, means how much yield occurs in the normal situation and how much yield occurs in the stress situation, that called yield stress index. Then yield stability index is there, stress susceptibility index is there, tolerance index is there, soil moisture drought index is there, and some your meteorological. Yes. Now come to okay, we will start from starting, so your portion will be clear very fast.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I think you are sharing something,
Sir,
that's
is
why
it
I
clear,
stopped.
sir? It's here.
1 minute, it's coming. I think it is not coming. Are you sharing? Okay, now it's clear. Next slide. Please go to next slide. Yes. Okay. So in first slide, there will be a role of crop physiology, I think, which is very clear. Study of growth, seed physiology, like that.
Sir, I think I have network issues, sir. That's why I'm
Okay.
unable to share. Haha.
Okay, so then leave it, leave it.
Okay, sir.
All of you have slide na, so I am now studying about 30 number slides. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir.
So there will be several stress indices which are used for describing the yield performance. So there will be like you heard about the crop moisture index and national rainfall index, crop specific drought index, yield stability index. There will be so many. Just as means what happen in mains exam, they will ask that what are the indices which used for describing the stress condition. So you have to remember I have given here 20 names. So you have to remember these names. Okay. Then next slide. This is the plant physiological traits which are relevant to drought tolerance. So what are the traits? Like stomatal conductance. How stomatal conductance is related to drought tolerance? You know that stomatal conductance is also responsible for transpiration process. So when there will be a less transpiration or closing of stomata, there will be a tolerance of drought. Then photosynthetic capacity, timing of phenological changes, starch availability, parsoning, stay green trait, plant leaf area, rooting depth, osmotic adjustment, membrane composition. I think all the names you already heard. Water use efficiency, carbon isotopic discrimination, root hydraulic capacity. All these plant physiological traits are very relevant to drought tolerance. Even these traits are tolerant to heat stress tolerance, salinity stress tolerance, and flood stress tolerance. So these are you can be used. So this is the diagram in 32 number slides where you will find that all the types of stress like light stress, temperature stress, drought stress, salinity stress, heavy metal stress, which causes production of reactive oxygen species, which are this your superoxide H2O2 or OH, and they will cause lipid peroxidation. Then what are there will be two types of defense mechanism. Have you heard about the enzymatic antioxidant and non-enzymatic antioxidant? So SOD means superoxide dismutase, CAT catalase, APX ascorbate peroxidase, GPX, GST glutathione reductase, and there are so many antioxidant enzymes is there which detoxify these reactive oxygen species. And second one is the non-enzymatic antioxidant. What are theirs? They could be prolines is there, ascorbic acid there, glycine betaines is there. They also detoxify this reactive oxygen species. Okay. And next point is where these reactive oxygen species are formed. So main portion is the chloroplast, mitochondria, peroxisomes, and plasma membrane. These are the 5 regions where the reactive oxygen species are formed during the stress conditions. Okay. Then this is the effect of drought. So in every stress, what will happen? So there will be a production of ROS, and there will be some changes in physiological and biochemical traits. So what changes in physiological and biochemical traits? So already we discussed that so many traits: reduction in leaf area, mineral nutrition, plant growth regulation, and reduced root growth, reduced closing the stomata. These are the physiological and biochemical traits which are affected under drought, even other stresses. So what will happen? So this will reduce the overall growth of the plant. And how we can means this is the heat stress effect. So what cause heat stress? Reduction in shoot growth, yield, chlorophyll content, photosynthetic rate, stomatal conductance, water use efficiency, and antioxidant enzyme activities. Also reduction in carbohydrate metabolism, pollen. So many, whatever the process, plant process and function and traits which are affected during this stress. So these are the effect of any stress. What could be salinity stress, heat stress, or any stress? These are the some salinity stress where you can find that there will be development of reduction in leaf area and toxic salt, increase the sodium concentration, which affect the protein synthesis, metabolic activities, and so many these things. Then waterlogging also, it restricted the growth, and it also reduced the leaf thickness, chloroplast synthesis, accumulation of ROS, and so many. Means I want to just say that any stress is there, whatever the drought, heat, and so there will be an effect on the different stage. Means photosynthesis, enzymes will be affect, chlorophyll synthesis will affect, and Calvin cycle will affect all the process effect. In the respiration, it affects the glycolysis, it affects the other metabolism process. It also affect plant morphogenesis like leaf area, leaf pillars number, and your reproductive. It reduce the grain yield, grain weight, so many traits. It will be affect. Okay, so also in heavy metal stress, also reduce water status, respiration, pigment composition, photosynthesis, so many factors. Okay, then my question is there, how we can make a plant to tolerant in these stresses? So what will be the effect? If we will be improve these stress, then there will be a tolerance of these plant. So how can we make? Means we need to make deep root, or we need to leaf rolling, or stem vaccinase, or staggering thread, or stomatal conductance, high proline content, high over enzyme activity, high over remobilization of assimilates. So these of all traits related to your stress tolerance. So how stress signaling occurs? So yesterday we discussed about the signaling mechanism. So there is the hormone, and now here is the stress condition. Stress will become, and some receptor receive these stress condition. Then there will be a activation of some secondary messenger, which could be calcium, ROS, or something else. Then there will be activation of signal transduction mechanism like MAP pathway. Means these are the kinase pathway. Then there will be a activation of some transcription factors like MyB, NAC, Burki, and there will be only 3-4 names. You have to remember these 4 names: MyB, M by B, WRKY, Burki, NAC domain, and BG. Then there will be expression of some stress gene and activation of stress gene called stress tolerance. So this is the common signaling mechanism for abatic stress, which can use for all the stresses. Okay. So these are some hormone signaling already we discussed yesterday, that there will be a for oxygen there will be a OX1 is there, for your what gibberellin GAR is there, your cytokinin CRK is there. So they will be a just a signaling mechanism. Okay. Then have you heard about aquaporins? Have you heard? What are the aquaporins? Anybody?
No, sir.
Aquaporins are intrinsic proteins in plant which use for the transport of water from the root to shoot portion. Okay, you know that xylem is the one, but in the cell water transport through the aquaporins. So these have very important role. So now they will ask, means there were certain types of aquaporins is there, like plasma. These are the intrinsic protein, means inside the cells. These are plasma intrinsic protein, tonoplast intrinsic protein, and these are the means nodelin intrinsic protein. Means every means organ they are present and used for water transport, and they also have important role in the stress tolerance. Okay. Then you had heard about carbon isotopic discrimination. Anybody? What is carbon isotopic discrimination? What are the isotopes? You know, in nature, when the CO2 present in the nature, and main CO2 is the C612, means C12 is the major carbon present in the atmosphere. Okay, but also there are presence of C13 and C14 is there. So what happen? There will be some techniques like isotopic ratio mass spectrophotometer. आई थिंक श्रीमनी आपका थोड़ा ये बंद करो क्योंकि आपका आवाज आ रहा है अंदर से. So what happen? There will be a two types of isotope present in the atmosphere, that is C12 and C13. Means they have two types of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And what happen when there will be a diffusion of CO2? So in the leaf, that C13 is also coming with the C12 because it is present in atmosphere. So what we will do, we have some instrument like isotopic ratio mass spectrophotometer, which measure this isotopic carbon in the leaf samples. So from this, we can determine that which plant is efficient. And you know that C4 plant and C3 plant have different carbon isotopic ratio. Means if a plant having low this delta 13C, then it will be good. Okay. So this is this. Then have you heard about water use efficiency? You know that use efficiency is the important for the increase the plant yield. There will be a several types of use efficiency like nitrogen use efficiency is there, light use efficiency is there, third one is the water use efficiency is there. Means what is the use efficiency? Means how much light is there, how much light coming to leaf surface, and how much is going and how much is utilization. But total and how much is utilization, this ratio is called as a water use or light use efficiency. In the case of water, means if we are giving 1 liter of water but plant is using only 500 ml water, then the efficiency is 500. And from this water, how much is biomass is producing, that is called water use efficiency. Okay, so this is the means water this nitrogen and water use efficiency. And means whatever the your course means stress, you need to increase change your phenology, means what type of crop you need for stress tolerance, how types of what types of canopy you need for this partitioning, we need how what type of source and sinks, and what type you need to increase some photosynthesis, you need to increase some metabolic activity. When all these will combine, and you need according to these basis, you develop a model for stress tolerance, then you can develop a drug stress tolerance variety. So this is the my today's means portion, and if you have any question you can ask me, and I think I have shared already the slides. Any questions from anybody? Anybody is listening me?
Yes, sir.
So if you have any question, you can ask me about the stress, plant growth, and any model, anything. No questions? No questions?
Sir, see chat box, sir, once.
Yes. What types of question asked on this topic? Means just means there will be a 5 type of abiotic stress is there: drought, salinity, heat, flood, heavy metals. So generally from this topic they will ask 5 or 10 marks question, like what is the drought stress, what are the effect on plant growth, and what are the tolerance mechanism. And it can be applied for heat stress, cold stress, any stress. So this type of question they will ask for 5 or 10 marks for stress. And modeling, I think they will not ask just a question, but from growth analysis they will ask in objective or filling the blanks, like that what is the formula of leaf area index, या फिर who coined this term, or what is the unit, they will ask, like that they will ask. Everything, not only in SRF net, means they will generally ask from the growth analysis. There will be a formula of means they will ask who coined the term harvesting index, then you have to find. And every time you find 4 to 5 question in SRF, JRF and net exam regarding the growth analysis. And in abiotic stress, generally they will ask that which compound has a osmoprotection, like antioxidant, like SOD is there. So what is the full form of SOD or catalase, or what are the reactive species is there, like that they will ask.
Please do ask questions if you have any doubts. Sir, see chat box, sir.
Superoxide dismutase. Superoxide dismutase. This is a antioxidant. So I means we have discussed in slides that every stress, whatever the your biotic stress and abiotic stress, they produce the reactive oxygen species, which are very reactive. And what they will do, they will means they will be lipid portion is there. You know that cell structure, they will be lipid and protein is there. So what we will do, they will break down the lipids. Okay, so if lipid will be break down, then what happen? Membrane will be distorted, and if the organelle membrane will be distorted, means what happen? There will be a dysfunction of the organs. So this is what they will do. And superoxide dismutase, what they will do? They are antioxidant. They will means convert this harmful reactive species to different inactive form or different less active form. So they will reduce their effect. Okay.
हेलो सर.
हाँ बोलिए.
Relative growth rate.
Relative growth rate means for example, you is there and me is there. Okay. And your length increase 5 centimeter to 7 centimeter in 10 days, and my length is increased 5 centimeter to 10 centimeter in 7 days, then you can compare the how much is increased. This is the relative growth rate. Means maybe possible you are increasing 2 centimeter per day and I am increasing 3-4 centimeter per day. So you put the value in the formula and you will get the relative growth rate. Have you got?
हाँ
देखो important things है कि first the model. What is the concept behind leaf area index? Leaf area upon land area means in 1 acre area or 1 hectare area, how much is the leaf area? That is the leaf area index. And you know, every index are unitless. They don't have any unit.
लाड सर लीप
area duration
हम्म
means this is the duration of some means one leaf area means one plant have 40 day of life cycle. Okay, right? And second plant have 50 days of life cycle. So you can calculate that how much area received how much light duration, means leaf area multiply by duration of the leaf area, like that time you can multiply and you will get the duration. You know that leaf area duration is very important trait. Means when the leaf area will be increased, leaf area is there and duration will be increased, the photosynthetic rate will be increased, total photosynthesis, then biomass will be increased. So if a variety having higher biomass means they have higher leaf area duration. Okay. These things you have to remember, means they don't have any concept like that, but in the exam they will ask the scientist name, mean who discovered this, what are their unit and what is the formula. So you have to remember this. But they will ask in exam 3 to 4 or 5 question you will find. How heavy metal affect stress in plant? You know what are the heavy metals? Heavy metals are there, means chromium is there, copper is there, aluminum is there, even zinc is also there. So these what happen na? Actually you know that nutrient plant have 70 nutrient. Some are macronutrient, some are micronutrient. Nutrient which are required in 1000 ppm, more than 1000 ppm, that is classified as macronutrient, or nutrient which are classified as less than this 100 ppm, this is when you know that there will be a transport system for all the nutrient and elements, and when this transport this mineral nutrients move from root to shoot portion, it means heavy metal like chromium, copper compete with magnesium, nitrogen or phosphorus. So those reduce the uptake of important nutrient. Like that, if you know that nitrogen, if copper increase, then nitrogen will decrease, and you know the deficiency of nitrogen what will cause. So like that, they will affect the plant growth and development. Okay.
Silicon is beneficial.
Yes, silicon is beneficial, and you know what is the definition of beneficial element? Beneficial element is means important in special species, not in all species. Like silicon is important for rice and grasses species, not for all species. Okay. Any other question?
Leaf celery in pineapple, which deficiency, sir?
Which one?
Leap salary in pineapple.
I don't have idea. You have to look for that pineapple. I have to see because this, this is they don't have any mechanism. You have to remember like sandrodenine due to magnesium and chlorophyll due to nitrogen, and you have to remember. There is no option though. See? If there will be some concept, I will tell you, but you have to remember this. That what disease cause what. And pineapple generally agriculture means plant physiology not important crop. Na? In plant physiology, we study about generally rice, wheat, sugarcane, soybean like that. And this is the
But sir, question arises in net.
net pineapple का तो I think I also did not. There are more than 100 to 100 disease. How to remember? Yeah.
No.
Everything you cannot remember.
Like
You know,
deficiency.
but deficiency symptom they will ask 2 to 3 question.
Leap
That
salary
is
deficiency, sir.
lip cell may be possible due to boron. That is the stem crack in celery. That is called a boron. Last year also they asked in coconut also. And how
Oh,
to go to coconut?
fruit drops in coconut, sir. Which growth regulator is used?
Actually, yesterday I told na. Sometime they will ask very hard. Sometime very means easy. So last year paper was very hard. So
Very
they
hard.
asked from any subject.
Yes, sir.
There are no limitation. Then you have to control on your negative marking, not attempting a question. If you don't have confidence, means I have some doubt, then leave it, no problem. Means out of 100, if you will attend like that, you easily get 50%. 50% is no getting not means big task. But you have to control on your negative marking. Please go and read this slide, whatever we shared, na slide.
Okay.
Sure, sir. I will
And,
share with them, sir.
share with them.
Yes.
If they have any
Okay,
question, 1 minute I will give my WhatsApp number. You can ask my any question. If you have doubt in that, na, you can ask on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any question, you can call me also, no problem. Even if you want any means notes, if you I will share you and you can share to all of you. Just ask me. Okay. So shall we finish?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for today's lecture. I hope
If
all
you want,
participants.
if you want any notes or discussion, you can message me on this number. I will share you and you will share with all. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, sir. With these words, I conclude today's session. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.